I don't see any private attorneys on the Zoom meeting, and I've checked with Miss J. Kim. It wasn't her. Miss McLeod is no longer in the meeting, so I'm not sure who he spoke to. But when I attempted to get him back on the phone, the previous client had hung up the phone and I couldn't get back in contact. So if he does want me to represent him on bond, I would ask for a breakout room.
Okay. Mr. James Mayfield is accused of willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, case number 23 CR 4814Y. You have been advised of your right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney if you cannot afford one. The public defense attorney will be glad to speak to you to see if you qualify for their services. And if not, they will still represent you for bond purposes. Would you like to speak to Mr. Judd or?
Please, ma'am.
Or would you like to, I'm sorry, was that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We'll be in a brief, Mr. Judd and Mr. Mayfield will be in a breakout. And then I'll go over the rest of the calendar with the other attorneys. And Mr. Judd, let us know when you're done. Don't take too long.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't think it'll take very long at all.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Kim and Ms. Tellerian and Mr. Walker, I'll just go over the rest of the calendar so y'all can correct my mistakes, which I'm sure are going to be numerous today. All right. On position 1, it was Alexander. That was a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. On position 2, Bakar was a $500 surety bond, reset August 17th. Position 3 was a $2,500 surety bond, reset date August 17th. Position 4, Dandridge is a $2,000 surety, reset August 17th. 5, Goodman is a $1,000 surety, reset August 17th. 6, Griffin's a $2,000 surety, August 17th. 7, Eric Jones is a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial services, further notice. Position 8 is going to be a $10,000 signature bond through pretrial, further notice. Position 8, Lowe, LOWE, is going to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial, further notice. 10, Maddox is a $3,000 surety bond, reset date August 17th. Position 11 is pending. Position 12, Overton, is a $2,500 surety bond, reset August 17th. 13, Pitts, $3,500 signature bond through pretrial. Further notice. 14, Rayford is a I want to say a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. Further notice. 15, Cody Robinson is a $2,000 surety, reset August 17th. 16, Michael Robinson's a $1,500 signature bond through the jail. I think there was a Riverside issue with that case, but y'all can look into it. Okay.
What position was that, Your Honor?
16, Michael Robinson. He's been in custody for like 24 days.
I have to look at it.
Okay. Position 17, Shanks is a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial. Further notice. Stephen Shelton is a $3,000 surety bond, reset date August 17th. Position 19, Alexander is a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial. Further notice. Simmons is a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. Further notice. And that's with conflict. 21, Simpson is a $1,000 surety bond, reset August 17th. 22 is a $5,000 surety bond, reset August 17th. 23 is Justin Worthy, $5,000 signature bond, reset August 17th. And 24, Wright is a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial, for the notice. All right.
Judge, I have position 23 as a good bond. It's a
5,000 surety bond, reset August 17th. Yes.
okay. I thought you said signature. Okay.
And on position 16, he actually wasn't booked in on that charge until yesterday. He has been in for 24 days, but it looks like he was being held on a parole violation. And
Yeah.
that hold was released yesterday.
Correct, but the warrant was issued back in,
Yeah, the warrant was issued some time ago, but it looks like he was not booked on the warrant until yesterday. So since he
I
wasn't booked until yesterday, I don't think it's been signed.
okay, it's still a signature bond through the jail. I respectfully disagree, but
Understood.
they should have found the warrant when they booked him in, so. Okay, we'll be in recess until, Mr. Judd appears, okay? Thank you. We can pause the live stream recording if you want. Thank you.
Judge, I sent you the waiver.
Looking at it right now. All right, Mr. Judd, let's see. I'm just waiting on Ms. Tellerian or Mr. Walker to appear.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this regarding
Mr. Mayfield?
Mr. Mayfield? Okay, yes, Your Honor, that's my case.
All right, Mr. Mayfield has had a chance to speak with Mr. Judd, and Mr. Judd, are we still continuing your representation of him?
Yes, Your Honor. He won't qualify for the public defender's office beyond the purposes of bond, but for the purposes of bond, we will represent him.
Sounds good. All right, Mr. Mayfield, you've been advised of your right to remain silent and your right to counsel, who is going to be Mr. Judd for the present time, just for the purposes of bond. After today, you would have to retain your own counsel to represent you in all future court proceedings. You're accused of willful obstruction of an officer from July 20th, 2023. Ms. Tellerian, I understand this is his 45th arrest cycle. Do you have any bond recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor, this incident is alleged to have occurred on July 20th, 2023 at 7500 Hall Road, South Fulton. Officers observed the defendant as a passenger in a vehicle. He then fled from that officer into a wood line behind a residence at the aforementioned location. He was basically law enforcement was looking to speak to him regarding his outstanding warrants, which were in relation to reckless driving, fleeing and attempting to elude. And it appears as if though he has a new fleeing and eluding from August 4th of 2023. There's already a $4,000 bond that's been set based on him fleeing when officers are looking to speak to him with relation to a warrant, him picking up a new law offense, which is a similar offense to this one. We'd ask that the court keep his bond as set at $4,000 and ask for no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as well. And if he doesn't live at that address, we'd ask for no contact with that residence as well.
Okay, Mr. Judd.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mayfield is 56 years old. He's lived in Georgia his entire life. Excuse me. He has lived at the same address out here in Atlanta, Georgia for the past 5 years. Your Honor, he is a graduate of Jonesboro Senior High School, so Atlanta native, local metro native. He has 3 children. They are all adults, but he does remain in contact with all of them, and his 19-year-old daughter does still live with him. Your Honor, it's my understanding that he has no sexual crimes, and as far as violent crimes, his most recent one is older than I am at 35 years old. Your Honor, he has had a stable job at C&J Fencing as a contractor for about 4.5 years. And through his job, he does provide volunteer work to his community. He helps out his neighborhood for free with any of their privacy fence issues or other fencing needs. And he does regularly volunteer with and through animal shelters. It's my understanding that while he may have had a couple FTAs, that they are fairly old, one FTA that's fairly old, and he is currently on probation in Cobb. So, Your Honor, the longer that he stays in here, the more likely he is to violate that probation in Cobb. We are asking that he be considered for a signature bond so that he can go to Cobb and handle his probation there.
All right, he's got a pending felony matter, right? That's got a hold on him right now. With all those traffic cases, I think the fleeing, attempting to elude is a felony matter. Those are the warrants that are holding him.
Understood.
And he's also got a different holds from different locations, according to his booking sheet.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bond is set at $1,000, a surety bond. And he's going to have to respond accordingly to the other cases.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Next court date for this case is August 17th. And if he's bonding out on all the other cases, then he needs to make sure that his address is current with us so that we can send him notice of when to come back to court. All right, that was the final case, and I think I've sent the waiver. I'm just waiting on Miss Grace to send me the bond orders, and Deputy, thank you so much. You have a great weekend. Look at her. She's already got her mask and a hat on. She's very ready.
Have a great weekend, Judge.
All right. Enjoy it. Be safe. Thank you. Okay, and anything else for me? Okay. I will see everyone on Monday. It's been a crazy week. All right.
Have
Take
a nice day, Your Honor. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.